So in recent years, there's been a few SIPP providers that have actually gone bust. You may have come across and read about Hartley Pensions or Rowanmoor personal pensions. These are just some of the providers that have gone bust. And this can be a worrying time for investors using those SIPP schemes because they're not sure how much of their retirement savings they're going to get back, if any at all. So in this video, I want to go through how you can make sure that your SIPP is safe. What do you need to look out for to ensure that the funds saved in your SIPP are safe and secure for your retirement? My name's Carl Roberts and I'm a chartered regulated financial advisor. So a SIPP stands for a self-invested personal pension. And it's just another form of personal pension, a bit like your workplace pension saving. It's where you put money into the SIPP account and you choose investments and you hopefully watch it grow ready for your retirement. A SIPP will be available to anyone wanting to save for retirement, and it will have two features that are slightly different to the normal personal or workplace pensions. Firstly, it will usually open up far more investment opportunities. So there'll be far more different investment options available rather than a few limited funds that you've got with your workplace pension. Secondly, it usually offers far more flexibility and lots of different ways you can withdraw when it comes to retirement and you want to take money out of the pension. So a SIPP itself, the concept of a SIPP, is not unsafe. There's nothing wrong with it. It's the underlying investments you choose that can make the SIPP unsafe or cause it to get into trouble. So providing you choose a SIPP provider that's registered and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority, and you check that on the FCA register, there's nothing wrong with the concept of a SIPP. So when it comes to the underlying investment strategies, you've got to be really careful of these get-rich-quick schemes, these non-mainstream investment. This could include things like offshore property, some form of commercial property. It could include cryptocurrency, small listed stocks or unlisted stocks. These are the type of things that are going to be much more risky and put your retirement savings at risk, particularly if you don't diversify. So if you concentrate all your retirement savings into one of these non-mainstream type investments, you could find you lose everything. So be really wary of get rich quick, things that promise you really great returns. If it looks too good to be true, it probably is. So what can you do to keep your SIPP really safe and secure? Well, if you invest in mainstream listed funds from fund managers that are regulated with the Financial Conduct Authority, your money should be okay, because there'll be layers of protection in place. Even if the SIPP provider goes bust, once your money's invested in these funds, the SIPP has no access to your money. The money's in custodian accounts with these fund managers. So if the SIPP provider goes bust, the fund manager goes bust, your money is still safe in a custodian separate account. So there's layers of protection for you there. If your SIPP provider's acted inappropriately, then you may be able to claim from the Financial Services Compensation Scheme, but you're probably limited to about £85,000. If you've used a financial advisor and the financial advisor's acted inappropriately or advised you wrongly into some risky investment, then you may be able to claim compensation from the financial advisor. Now, a lot of the time, these SIPP providers go bust because they do not do enough due diligence on the underlying investments. They're pushing or they're offering some of these non-mainstream type investments that we spoke about earlier, the offshore property, the cryptocurrency, the unlisted stocks. They don't do enough due diligence on them. Clients invest their savings into not really sure what they are. The underlying investment goes bust, and then the SIPP provider starts to receive a number of complaints from clients invested in these horrible schemes. And then what happens is the SIPP provider just gets overwhelmed with the volume of complaints, can't afford to pay out all the compensation, so it has to go bust. But providing you've got your investment in good, mainstream, solid companies, funds, then you should be okay. Because like I said earlier, there's layers of protection in place there. So here's a little checklist that you could use to ensure you keep your SIPP as safe as possible. Firstly, check the SIPP provider is regulated by the FCA by checking the FCA register. A larger, more mainstream SIPP provider may be safer, as it usually has the backing of a big insurance provider, therefore giving it more chance of surviving any big complaints. You could check the ratings and service reviews of the SIPP provider, because bad service is likely to lead to more complaints. You need to check the underlying investments you're choosing are also regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority. And make sure you diversify your underlying holdings. You use mainstream investment funds if you're not comfortable picking your own individual stocks. And finally, use a regulated financial advisor to give you that extra layer of protection, because not only should they do all the due diligence for you, but you can also complain to them if your SIPP provider fails. So it's also like having another insurance policy in place. The key thing to remember when it comes to your investment strategy is to keep things simple, particularly when it comes to your retirement savings. You're going to need these for the rest of your life, and hopefully you'll have money left over to pass on to your loved ones. So keep things simple. Don't overcomplicate things with these weird and wacky investment ideas that might be hot right now. Do what's always worked. And for most people, this will mean investing into global equity funds, the great companies of the world. And remember what I said earlier, if something looks too good to be true, it probably is. I hope you found this video useful. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. There's lots more videos coming soon, particularly around retirement, pension planning, investment strategies. So if you subscribe, you won't miss a video. Until next time, take care.